Hi guys, it's Alicia from Purple Lily Art. I'm a colored pencil and mixed media artist. And today we are on episode 3 of How to Improve as an Artist. We've already talked about taking classes and figuring out what you like as an artist and what your purpose for creating is. So, practice, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important things that you can do as an artist. If you want to get better, if you want your work to sell, you have to practice what you're creating. Professional basketball players don't sit around doing nothing. They practice. They spend hours in the gym. You need to be that too. Okay, you have to practice drawing every day. When you figure out what it is that you want to draw, you need to practice that over and over and over until your brain and hands work together to create it. Okay? It's monotonous, it's tiring, but practice makes perfect, or practice makes less mistakes. How about that? Because we can't make perfect, right? So my newest series is coming up. I'm going to start it hopefully in March, maybe, hopefully. And it's about hands. And I haven't done hands in a while. I have drawn tons of flowers in the past couple years, but not a lot of hands. And the new series is all about hands and flowers. I decided I was going to do 100 hours of practice drawing hands. So I got pictures, I took pictures, I watched some videos on how to draw hands, and I have made it to 100 hours now. So practice doing whatever it is that you want to do. And it doesn't just have to be drawing, which practicing drawing from the beginning, because all artists need to know how to draw something, all right? But it can also be in paint if you're a painter. Practice mixing your colors and creating the color that you want to use in your painting on your palette instead of on your canvas, unless you want that look. When I was taking my painting class, we were supposed to mix all of our colors on our palette so that we had this pure, whatever color it was, mixed color, and then we could put it wherever we wanted. And then we could mix it more on our canvas. But my artwork was always clean and bright, and you can see that in this example because I cleaned my brush. And a lot of artists, a lot of people who are playing around, they don't clean their brush that well between. If you ever watched Bob Ross, he was always cleaning his brush, wiping it off, cleaning it, because it keeps your paints on your palette from getting muddy. And a lot of my classmates would complain because their artwork would start to get dull and muddy looking, and if you looked at their palette, their colors were no longer the color they intended. So that's a way you can practice if you're a painter. Practice mixing those colors, practice keeping your brushes clean. Let's see. If you're a colored pencil artist, practice drawing things in colored pencil. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't even have to be the subject that you've chosen for your artwork. Just practice and try different things, but just continually practice coloring things. Get a coloring sheet if you don't want to draw something and just practice coloring it in. It doesn't matter what you're doing behind the scenes. It's about practicing. It's about working towards your goal, and that's very important, okay? So practice, practice, practice. And I'm going to show you now some examples of that practice. So this is a bird that I drew for my grandfather several years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago, and it's in colored pencil. And this is a bird that I drew maybe 3 years ago. So you see the difference in my colored pencil technique and the improvement that I've made. And here's an example of a flower that I did in high school. And here's my flower that I've done now. So practicing, trying new things and practicing, whether you're, drawing the same thing over and over and coloring it in 100 times in different ways, practice, 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 okay? So that's what I have for you today. And this week, I want you to set a goal for yourself. Either practice redrawing the same image 10 times, or make a bigger goal like practicing drawing hands for 100 hours. But set a goal for yourself for this month and commit to it and do it. And let's see where you are from the beginning of the month, where now, and after 10 times drawing it or 100 hours of practicing. So thank you for joining me, and let's create together.